Hello, my name is Frank Iliff. I run an organization called Rebuilding Together Muscatine County. Started in 2007 after becoming affiliated, part of a national organization, because I saw the need here in town. Things need to be done. There's some homes that just need repaired. They need to be fixed. My slogan is, it just needs done. And so I was asked to work on this elderly man's house on his porch. So I put a crew together and helped him on the porch because I almost fell through the porch. I didn't want him to fall through it. He was 89 years old. So from that, we did another one the following year. And then I started Rebuilding Together in the year 2007 because I realized it's a national organization that has backing. It's a brand. Just a lot of good things with being part of a larger corporation rather than just out here on my own. Since 2007, we built about 130 projects, built a lot of ramps. 10,000 people a day in America, they say, are retired. 10% of that 10,000 will need a ramp before they pass away. We have put in ramps for one person. We finished it at 2:30. He was brought home from the hospital at 3 o'clock. They wouldn't have been able to get him in the house without the ramp. We timed right on time with that. Another lady out in Wilton, she's 50 years old. She had a heart attack, and then she had a stroke. She had another heart attack, another stroke, back and forth, back and forth. She was doing okay, and she was able to get around a little bit, and they put her in therapy. But it didn't work. She was back in the hospital. This ramp's the largest one we built. Came off a two-story, or not two-story, but split-level home, 72 inches up. That meant a lot of ramp. When we were finished with it, it was 87-foot long ramp. The family went to see her, of course, on the other side of the plexiglass due to COVID. They had to have masks on. The kids couldn't even get in. It was just her husband could see her. And then they were able to, her strength improved a little bit. They were able to bring her home Christmas Day. She got to hold her children and her grandchildren on Christmas Day in her living room. But then they had to take her back the next day, back to the hospital. The first part of January, she passed away. Had we not built the ramp for them to bring her home, she'd have seen her grandkids if they'd let her in the hospital on the other side of a plexiglass window. But because of the ramp that we put in, she was able to hold her grandbabies, and she passed away. A lot of the ramps that we built one last year with the help of Kent Corporation. They put this ramp in on Friday, and the guy that lived there had a heart attack Saturday morning. The ambulance drivers came, the EMTs, they came and they were carrying him down the ramp. And they said, gosh, this ramp, if we didn't have this ramp here, we'd have been having to get you down these concrete steps. Just right on time. The ramp went in on time. Ramps aren't all we do. We have gone in, and a man out toward West Liberty had 3 or 4 strokes. He wasn't very secure on his feet. He wobbled a lot. Oh, he's a character. He was an Army vet, and he was fun. He's a fun guy. But we went into the tub. He was insecure about getting in and out of the tub. So we cut the tub side of it out, and we put an apparatus in that has a door they can pick up and set to the side and get in. He can take a shower, get in, put the door back in, and take a bath. And put a high-rise toilet in for them, fix the vanity, and made them secure. One of our programs, we call it, is Safe at Home. We go in and make people safe in their homes. Our motto is safe homes and communities for everybody. And that's what we believe in. We believe that it needs done, that it just needs done so that people can be safe in their homes. One of our first projects that we worked on, the house captain. Each project has its own house captain, and he was in there in the kitchen, and he's thrashing around, and bam, bam, we hear him say, "Gotcha!" And he comes walking out with a possum, and took it out and disposed of it in the dumpster. And then it was a whole nest, and he carried the nest of little ones out and threw them away. She said, "Well, I was wondering what was making all that racket. There was a possum living under her sink." She didn't need that possum in her house, so we got rid of it for her. And she wouldn't have been able to get rid of it herself. She was 90 years old. We've worked on people's homes everywhere from they're in their mid to upper 90s to people with kids in their home, 16, 17-year-old kids, little guys. We've, like I said, cut away the sides of bathtubs. We put 19 windows in one lady's house. We have taken washers and dryers out of the basement and brought them up to the main living quarters so the lady didn't have to go into and out of the basement. Lady down there on New Hampshire, we did that for her because she saw a snake in her basement and she was taking her laundry to the laundromat. She wasn't going in that basement until that washer and dryer was brought up. So that's what we did. We worked with Kelly Plumbing and Heating, and they went in and moved that washer and dryer up and did all the wiring and the plumbing and everything for it. And she's very happy. She is really happy. At that place, she called us initially because there was about an 18-inch space between the partial wall and her tub, and you could look into the basement. The floor had rotted out and deteriorated, and so she was afraid to take a bath. She didn't know she'd wind up in the basement, and so we went in and jacked that up and put a new floor down for her, put new floor joists in, and at the same time the guys were in the kitchen and they opened the kitchen cabinets and there's the basement right there below them and no flooring below the kitchen cabinets. So of course we pulled out the old cabinets and put in new flooring and fixed her house up really nice for her. Another lady, we fixed it because she just, eventually she could have been into the basement. She would have been hurt. We didn't want her to get hurt, so that we fixed her house, made her safe. It's all about being safe, warm and dry. We have put in furnaces in people's houses. Furnace quit. He didn't have any money at all to fix it. We had Dan Moody come in and put a furnace in for him. At the same time, we put in kitchen countertop and a sink. Put in a bathroom vanity. The other one was just totally destroyed. Put in 4 doors inside the house. Had a bathroom or a bedroom all replastered and painted, and painted up the trim around his windows. And when we were finished, then he could go to the bank. We had added so much value to his house that he went to the bank and got a low interest loan, which had been denied before. But we fixed up his house enough that he could get low interest loan to get the roof done with his neighbors and help and friends, and put siding on his house because we had increased the value of his home. Rebuilding Together nationwide increases the value of homes. We've added $1 billion to the market, to the real estate market. An example is if you have a house for sale and a couple of houses up the street, just not very good shape. Maybe it needs a new roof, maybe it needs gutters and shutters on the house. We come in and fix up that house, maybe paint it, maybe put new siding on. We have done that. Put a roof on it. That house being fixed up more will make your house sell for more money on the market. And it's just a win-win for everybody. We affect the entire communities. We go in and fix up a house. We've been working on a house and have the neighbor come out and start working on their backyard, cutting brush and tearing down an old tree that was there and needed to be cut down anyway. But they come out and work because we're working right next door to them. And it's just a whole community-wide event. And what we do is we keep people safe, we keep them warm, and we keep them in their homes. Our mission is repairing homes, revitalizing communities, and rebuilding lives. I have met people in the store, Walmart or Menards, and we have worked on their homes, and they'll come up to me and they give me another hug and they tell me about how much their health has improved just because we came and did something to their house. The ramps, so let's get back to the ramps. The ramps to people that don't need one, it's just another piece of wood on the front or the side of their back of their house. A ramp on a mobile home, as an example, if you're wheelchair bound, you're in a mobile home, and if that mobile home catches fire, you've got about 3 minutes to get out. If you're home alone or your husband's there and he can't get you down those steps, you'll probably die. But if you have a ramp on the front of your mobile home, then you open the door and you get on the platform and you just take off and you get out on the street but you're safe. Ramps are actually a vitally important part of your safety, of your entire life, of your world. If you need a ramp and you don't have one, you can be in bad shape really fast. The lady out in Wilton, they wouldn't have been able to bring her home. The man I spoke about that had the heart attack the next day, they'd have got him down the stairs, but he was kind of a big guy. It would have been a rough go. I was sitting here at my desk one day and doing my emailing and stuff, and I look up and there's a man standing there. Oh, well, once my heart slowed down, I said, "Can I help you?" And he says, "Well, I need your help. I was told if I could just find you." And I've had that entrance to a conversation so many times. My phone rings, I answer it. Sometimes people will start crying. They say, "Is this rebuilding America? Is this rebuilding Muscatine? Is this rebuilding whatever?" And I said, "Well, it's rebuilding together Muscatine County." Yes, I was told if I could just find you, if I could just get to you, that you would make this okay. I worked at Monsanto for almost 22 years. A woman in our department asked me one time why I did what I do. I said, "Well, it just needs done." She said, "Do you know how much people make for doing what you're doing?" I said, "No, I don't." She said, "How much do you charge?" I said, "We don't charge the homeowners a dime. Most of our homeowners are low income. They can't afford to pay for what we do. We put in 2 kitchens in the same day, had 2 different crews putting in 2 different kitchens at the same time. We painted 2 houses in the same day. We've paid for roofers to be done. We've also had companies here in town put roofs on for us. But like I said, we've done windows, we do doors, we put in sidewalks. We do it because it needs done, and there's no other organization that you can name me besides Rebuilding Together Muscatine County, other than Rebuilding Together Greater Des Moines, in Iowa, that does what we do for no cost to the homeowners. They can afford, if they can afford it, yes, they can get a ramp put in, they can get all their carpentry and plumbing and electrical work done by a contractor. That's great. I love contractors. I like working with them. They're great people to deal with. But we do it because my saying is that it just needs done. And that's what I live by that. Why do I do it? Because it just needs done. There are people in this community that have no one to reach out to. No one will, they don't know who to reach, and that's why I get the phone call that says, "Frank, I was told if I could just get to you, you're gonna fix this for me." And whatever this is, and there's some things we can't fix. We don't do doorknob to doorknob, basement to attic. We fix what it takes to keep people safe and keep them in their homes and keep them warm. I say, one of the stories that I have said before, that if you have an 8-year-old boy and he's trying to sleep at night and his ceiling's leaking because the roof is leaking up above him and his bed's wet, he's not thinking about school the next day. He's just trying to stay warm. He's trying to get dry. He's trying to move his bed, but there's probably not room in the bedroom to move his bed. Let's fix the roof. Let's paint the ceiling. Let's make that little boy safe. Make him dry in his own home so that he can go to school the next day and do what 8-year-old boys do. That's all. Just let him be a kid. Not have to worry about, I can't lay there because I'm going to get wet. He's not thinking about school the next day. He's thinking about his home. That's why we do what we do, because nobody else is doing what we do, and it just needs done.